Good morning guys, welcome back to another Robert Does Fishing vlog. I hope we're all doing well and thanks very much for joining me on the riverbank again. Well, today you join me from a rather windy Spey side. I'm up here visiting some family this weekend and I thought I would have a few hours having a cast for salmon on the River Spey at the Abernethy Association water. So yeah, like I say guys, it's very windy here this morning and I think this wind is to persist for most of the day. Other than that, it's actually a really nice day. I think it's to be sunny today, temperatures in the mid-teens. So yeah, other than that wind, it would have been quite pleasant. So really, I'm not sure how long it'll last today. It might only last till lunchtime, but I think the river's quite low as well. Obviously, I'm not really familiar with this river, or certainly this part of the river. It's been my first time here, but looking at the SEPA gauge for the boat of Garton just downstream there, I think the river levels are like kind of summer low. So, but yeah, we'll have a few hours guys and see how we got on. The main purpose really today to get out for a cast was to road test some new kit that I got that I'll go over in my setup here. So yeah, we'll have a few hours here today guys. Stay tuned and we'll see how we get on. Dokes guys, here's the setup for today and the new bit of kit that I'll be testing. So those of you that follow the channel might remember me saying in a couple of my previous videos that for certain rivers like the Spey and the Tay, I've sometimes felt a wee bit undergunned and I was looking to add a bigger double-hander rod to the collection. So I've ended up going for the Guideline Embrace kit. It's an all-in-one kit. Guideline do them in different sizes, but I think I mentioned I was after a kind of 14-foot 9-weight double hand rod, so that's the model I've gone for. These are the biggest ones that they do in the range. They do trout range, kind of saltwater predatory fish, and then the double handers from the switch size, a 12-foot, a 13-foot and a 14-foot. So yeah, this is the Embrace kit, and this one's the 14-foot rated for a 9 or 10 weight. The kit comes with the Guideline Nova reel. That's in the 8 to 10 size, and yeah, interestingly this reel is made from 100% recycled materials. I think Guideline are trying to place a big focus on eco-conscious materials in the rod making. So yeah, that's quite commendable from Guideline to produce a reel that's made from entirely recycled materials. It's a full cage reel, which is great, and the kit comes with the backing, the mono shooting line. I think it's called the Power Scandi body as the shooting head, and it comes with a 15-foot intermediate tip on it as well. So I'll probably end up buying some more tips for it guys, but that's what we'll be shooting with today. On the end of the 15-foot tip, I've just added a 5-foot clear intermediate poly tip, and on the dropper today we'll just be fishing with a wee single stoat's tail, silver stoat's tail, and on the point we're just going to go with start off with a wee alley shrimp guys. Now that's a double, and I think it's a size, well it's a size 8, but it's a Vineyard size 8, so those of you that are familiar with fly tying with Vineyard and partridge hooks, Vineyard's hooks seem to be a little bit smaller, so it's probably about a size 10 if you're a partridge, tying hooks and partridge. So yeah, that's what we'll be testing today guys. Like I say, I think I'll need the extra weight in these windy conditions, so let's get the gear on, let's get in the water, we'll have a cast and we'll see if there's anything about. Alright guys, we're starting at the top of this pool, right at the top of the beat, called Miller's Pool. And you can see it's quite a narrow neck here that kind of widens out as we get beyond these stones here. But be honest, like I say, I really don't know how long I'm going to last here. This wind is absolutely brutal. But listen, it would be remiss of us not to have a go anyway. We've paid for our ticket. Can't expect conditions to be on our side all the time. So yeah, I think on this section of the river, there's really only 2 or 3 pools on this stretch, I think, that are suited for the fly. This being one of them, and I think there's a couple of pools down at the bottom of the beat near the Broom Hill train station. Like I say, it's a really lovely day otherwise, other than that howling wind. And you never know, it might die down over the course of the day, we'll see. Already feels so different, like using this longer rod obviously a lot heavier, and I'm sure it'll just take a bit of getting used to. No problem casting this so far. It feels quite, like I say, it feels heavier than normal, but in terms of punching line out, especially in these windy conditions, it feels pretty good so far. Just take a wee bit of getting used to, I think, and like I say, I've had my wee 12'9" rod for so long, and it's done me brilliantly. And I reckon it'll still be my main go-to rod, but like I say, there's a few times just when I've felt I could be doing with something a wee bit bigger, and I'm sure this rod will do me absolutely fine. It's the running line feels really nice to hold, you know, when you're working the fly and doing a figure of 8. It feels flat. I think it might be Guideline's comp line, or their older comp line. I think it's you can see it's the red stuff, so I think it's the 45 pound stuff that's on it. The knot that came attached, that attached the shooting line to the head, was quite weird. It kind of looked through the eye of or kind of went through the back loop of the shooting head, and I just changed that for I cut it off and changed that for a perfection loop and a loop-to-loop connection on the back of the shooting head, because I felt like that knot that came with it could possibly choke the loop on the shooting head and might cause it to eventually ping off. But like any knot, I can feel the bumps, you know, coming through the guides of the rod, which isn't never pleasant. So we'll see how we get on with it. If it's really that bad, I'll maybe change it for a real grip shooter or something like that. But I mean, it feels fine so far, even with the wee perfection loop knot coming through the guides. It's not too bad. Action wise, I think it's a medium to fast. But yeah, so far so good. There's still a wee bit of flow here. I think if I do a downstream mend it helps. And then I think I'll just keep working the fly. Slow figure of 8 it across the pool. Oh aye, no issues in getting that fly across there. There's actually more of a flow than I thought there in the middle. I can't really wade out too much further here though, and also be up to my waist. In my waders I've got a leak in the crotch at the moment, so I'll try and avoid my crotch getting wet at all costs. I think it might be time to sit and have a break for 10 minutes. But so far so good with the road. I'm impressed so far. Okie dokes guys, I've moved further downstream and just up for the road bridge that you can, road bridge at Boat of Garton there, you can maybe see in the distance, and I've arrived at the bathing pool and I thought this looks pretty decent for a wee chuck, and see if there's anything in here. So I'm on the left bank now. I'll just need to watch with the wind. I've already seen a couple of fish moving as I was walking up in this sort of slacker water down there. There's a wee kind of beach down there. I'm assuming that's why they call it the bathing pool, because folk come up here for a swim. So there was a couple of fish just kind of swirling down there. So hopefully there's one or two in here. Bloody tangled up already. But looks like there's a decent flow in this pool. It might peter out quickly again, but we can but try. I think if I kept walking up this bank, I could access that first pool I was at, that Miller's pool, but just from the left bank. Because there's obviously a bench across at the other side, and there was a guy running past with his dog as well, so you must be able to walk all the way up this path. But just when I said I thought it was a little bit more sheltered for the wind here, Mother Nature goes and proves you wrong. Alright guys, there was people fishing up there at the further up towards Miller's pool, so I think what I'm going to do here is just have a quick cast at the tail of the bathing pool. Just before heading back to the car and having some lunch, but it's dead still, kind of dead water here, but there's room for a cast anyway, so I think if that wind goes away, quite exposed here mind you. It's the Doug's getting roared at. Oh, that was a pool there. Oh, that was a pool there. Oh no, I'm too busy bloody laughing at the farmer's dogs. Alright, I think I've missed my chance here. I'll have one more cast and then head back to the car and have some lunch, and then maybe think about going down to some of the pools down the bottom and see if we have any luck down there. But I think this pool's giving me a chance to give the rod a proper chuck, and it's brilliant, can't complain. It fairly pings the line out. Alright guys, I've came down to the bottom of the beat, the bottom limit. That's the bridge there, Broomhill Bridge. That's the beat limit, and after that it's the Granton Association water. So I've come up here. I actually was over the other side and I went over to the left bank there where the hut is. Tried to have a cast, but it's impossible. The wind, the difference in wind just being on this right bank is absolutely incredible. Being over there, you're right exposed to the wind flying right down the river and right into your face. I couldn't even get a cast, so I've walked back down over the bridge and came up the right bank here, and this is great. This looks like the best pool in the beat that I've seen so far. So this is the Nethy pool. This is the mouth of the River Nethy that's running in to join the Spey here. And yeah, I think I'm gonna take my time working down here. You might hear the steam train in the background. The Strathspey Railway's on today by the sounds of it, and it stops just at Broomhill train station over the field there. If you've ever watched the Traitors show on BBC, I think that's where they get the train to and get off the train at Broomhill over there. So yes, we'll see if we can cross over the Nethy water here and see if we can get in for a cast at the neck of the pool here without getting blown away again. I've got a funny feeling as soon as I go up here, I'm going to get that howling wind in my face again. Do you know what? It's not too bad. I think we're covered by these trees a wee bit. So we'll start here high up and then work our way down. Hopefully there's a nice flow. I think I might start in this wee island because if I remember right, there was I could see some weed in the middle of the river, and I don't want to get caught in that. So aye, this is better. Hopefully this will do us for a wee while, guys. I can take my time coming down here. Like I say, I've not seen anyone else, so it looks like a kind of deep channel over there, so I think if there's any fish here, they're more than likely to be over there. I think it's getting quite deep here. I think I might have to get back out and come back the way I came and then get in at the mouth of the Nethy there and continue down. Oh, there it goes. Strathspey Railway. Just thinking I better pay attention here. I don't know what happens when I don't pay attention. End up getting a pull in the line. That's swinging at a nice speed just now. There's a salmon. There's a salmon. It's right there. Just seen the fin coming out the water. That was pretty cool. Right guys, I'm coming to the end of this pool again before it shallows up. I think I will put a sunray on and just quickly go through it with a sunray. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Like I say, if there was somebody else here I'd probably just bugger off, but there's nobody else here, so I'll cut the dropper off. Just be a black and yellow one, I think. Black and yellow sunray. Quickly go through the pool again, and then we'll call it a day. So we're back up at the wee island bit. One final run through this pool. Just got a black and yellow sunray on. See if that can wake them up if there's anything in here. I'll just be casting it as square as I can, and long slow strips. I think with a sunray you kind of want to try and show them the side profile if you can. Mind you, there's never any hard and fast rules with these things, I suppose, but alright guys, we're coming to the end of this pool now. I think I might have to call it a day shortly after the next couple of casts. One thing I have noticed about using this bigger rod is all the aches and pains that come with it when you've been using it all day. But it's coming up to, what is it, 4:15. Yeah, I think about getting back up the road to the family's house that we're visiting. it's good to know that now that I've had a few casts on this beat at the Spey, that it's, you know, that it's available, and if I want to fish it again the next time I come up, or maybe try the Granton water or something like that. But this has been good. Enjoyed it today, even with the wind and such, and the wee bit challenging at times, but still been pleasant nonetheless. Aye, we'll get wound in and then head back to the car and get up the road. Okay dokes guys, that will have to do us from the Abernethy water here on the River Spey. Thoroughly enjoyed my day. Obviously it was quite challenging with the windy conditions, but no, it was pleasant nonetheless. Like I said, I'd definitely be back here and give it another shot the next time I'm up, or maybe try the Granton water further downstream. But yeah, it's been enjoyable today. Really enjoyed testing out the new rod, giving it its maiden voyage. It's really good. Hopefully it'll come in useful for those situations, like I say, on the Tay, or the times when I've been up here in the Spey where I needed that wee bit of extra distance. Felt like it could keep going even further when I was pinging it out today. So hopefully it's all good, and yeah, hopefully it'll stand the test of time as well. So yeah, thoroughly pleased with that purchase. So, but yeah, like I always say guys, if you enjoyed that, give us a thumbs up, and if you're new here and you like this type of stuff, please consider hitting that subscribe button and hit that bell icon so that you get notifications when I release new stuff going forward. But that's it for today up in Speyside guys. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you're all safe and well, and we'll see you on the river again soon. Cheers now, bye bye.